So expansion, we know is something, the word in a sense is giving you an idea of what's happening. We're trying to extend things, or we're trying to remove these brackets. But we use it through that process of multiplication. And with multiplication comes some caveats when we're looking at the signs. We have to be really careful when we're looking at the signs here, and as well as the terms that we all have. In this case, you can see part A, we've got 5a squared, and it's multiplied by everything inside this bracket. Okay, and once we identify those individual components, that makes it really easy to multiply them out. So in this case, we would have 5a squared times 4, 20a squared there. And then we multiply here. Be careful, what's going to happen with my indices in this one? If I multiply 5a squared and 3ab here, I keep the positive, which is a plus, but what's going to happen with my a term? A cubed, right, nice. Because I've got squared here, and there's a imaginary 1 there if you want to write that down. So that's 15a cubed b, and last we've got minus 5a squared c. And usually they'll write it in alphabetical order, but because it's multiplication, the order that you write in doesn't really matter. Right? Okay, next one. Callum, help me out for this one here. How would I expand this one out? Okay, so what did I write? Yep. Plus 6, you guys agree? Yeah, say it, Kristen. What is it? Minus, why? Okay, so like I'm saying, right, be very careful about what's going on here, okay? We can do this in a few ways, right? But my suggestion is you look at what are you actually expanding. There is a negative 2 here, so it's minus 2 times y, so we get negative 2y, and negative 2 times positive 3, that gives me minus 6 there. And again, we can group some like terms here, so that would be negative 1 minus 2y. So I like this idea of saying, I know you guys understand the process of expansion, but you have to be so careful when we're using this as a tool that we don't make mistakes like that, because it can creep in very easily, right? And I've done them plenty of times before. So. Okay, who wants to help me out with the next one? I'll just pick on someone. Yeah, Joel, go.
2b minus 10.
Yep. 2b minus 10. Cool. Minus b minus 1. Awesome. And then again, I'm just looking for any like terms I can bring together. 2b minus b, that's just a single b, minus 10 minus 1, negative 11. Okay. So those are those expansions where we have a single bracket here. When I have these expansions here, there's a common mnemonic that we use to remember that. That one's called FOIL. Do you remember what that stands for? Yeah, Frank. Yep. So first outside, inside last. And that's just a way that we can remember to multiply everything on the inside by the outside. Because that's essentially what you're doing here. You're multiplying this 5a squared by everything inside there. We can do the same with this one here. So I'll start by saying, okay, the first terms, let's multiply them together. I'll get p squared. So p times p is p squared. Then I'll do the outside terms. So that's p and 4 there. So that's plus 4p, not y. Then we got the inside terms, so 3 times p, 3p. And the last terms, 3 times 4, well, that's just 12. And again, we've got some like terms I can bring together. That would be p squared plus 7p plus 12. So this first outside, inside, last, or FOIL technique is just a way we can try and make sure we got all the terms there. What about something like this? How would I do this one? It's a bit trickier. I'm picking someone who hasn't actually said anything yet. Laura, how would I do this one? Okay, right. And a common mistake that we see from something like this is that we say, oh, that's a squared plus 5 squared, right? But we can't actually do that because remember, what does squared mean? It means I'm multiplying something by itself. And what is this in this case? It's a plus 5. So anytime you see squared, I want to train you guys to think, okay, there's 2 sets of these and they're multiplied together, just as Laura said. Keep going for me. What would I get when I expand it out?
A squared.
Yeah.
5a.
Yep.
5a.
Cool. Nice. And then we'll just bring that together. We'll get a squared plus 10a. plus 25. And once we're really confident with that process, it actually doesn't really matter what terms we have inside here, right? I can have something like this and it will still work. It just have to be careful about what we're actually expanding, right? We can have Matt, you know, this one.
2x squared.
Okay.
Plus 7x minus 49.
Plus, yeah, that's right.
Minus 14x.
Yep.
Plus 7x minus 49.
Plus 7x minus 49. Cool. And that gives me 2x squared minus, that should be next to it, minus 7x plus minus 49. Is that what you got? Yeah. Okay, awesome.
Oh, wait.
No, is that what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Okay, so, hey Matt, did you skip straight to that from there, or did you write it out like this? Okay, yeah. So I guess this is when we're talking about accuracy and speed, right? We can easily write less lines. I don't have to write this line every time, but it's up to you guys to whether to decide, okay, can I get this right, you know, almost 100% of the time, just going straight to that step? If that's you, then go for it, right? It'll save you quite a lot of time, especially in the exam. But if you feel like, yeah, I'm not too sure that I might not make any arithmetic errors, then, you know, if you're writing this step here, then we can at least give you marks for that step, and even if you don't get the final answer correct. Okay. Any questions about that? No? Awesome.